Hey everyone, welcome to our one and only Draw My Favorite immunoengineering concept brought to you by Daryl, Brian, and Srinivas from a faraway home on the West Coast. To start off, Daryl, will introduce the overview concept of cancer, and then Brian will take it away introducing our past and current treatments for cancer. For the finale, Srinivas will introduce what oncolytic viruses are, how the treatment works, and some surprising news you will regret missing out on if you don't stay with us till the end. Thank you for your attention, and don't forget to subscribe.
Cancer is a disease caused by the abnormal growth of cells in the body, and these abnormal cells grow and divide much faster than the normal body cells, consuming resources and making masses called tumors. In order to fight these abnormal cells, the immune system must be able to destroy the cancerous cells by recognizing the slightly different properties that these cancerous cells behold. The main difference lies in that cancer cells typically contain damaged DNA or mutated DNA, and as a result, they produce different proteins or too much of the same protein. However, the immune system is not always the best at identifying normal cells from cancer cells to destroy. Therefore, we need to rely on treatments that can specifically eliminate cancer cells with hopes of minimal damage to healthy cells.
So now you might be wondering, what are some ways to treat cancer? What can we do to stop cancer cells from killing us? One straightforward treatment is surgery. Once a tumor is located in the body, surgeons can perform an operation to remove the tumor. If you remove the cancerous cells, they can no longer have any negative effects on you. Simple, right? Surgery does have some drawbacks, though. Sometimes the tumor can't be safely removed if it is in important parts of your body, like your brain or your spinal cord. Also, if the cancer has spread too far around the body and you don't remove all the cancer cells, the cancer will return after a period of time. Because of this, we have developed other forms of treatment. One is radiation therapy. Radiation therapy works by using a machine to transmit high energy waves to tumors in the body in order to destroy the DNA in cancer cells. The DNA is damaged so badly that the cancer cells can no longer divide. The cancer cells then die off without replicating, and the tumor shrinks. However, the high energy used in radiation therapy can cause negative side effects, such as fatigue, hair loss, and vomiting. Radiation therapy is often used together with chemotherapy, which is a treatment which uses drugs to kill cancer. Chemotherapy drugs can detect cells which grow faster than others, and since cancer cells tend to grow faster than regular cells, the drugs can limit the growth of cancer cells. Sometimes, the drugs used in chemotherapy can't properly tell the difference between regular and cancer cells, and can cause side effects similar to those experienced with radiation therapy.
Oncolytic viruses are engineered viruses that are like heat-seeking missiles. They are very good at infecting and destroying cancerous cells, but they cause very little harm to normal, healthy cells. How can oncolytic viruses do this job of distinguishing good cells from bad cells? Let's look at the example of one oncolytic virus, PV701. PV701 is a strain of Newcastle disease virus. It's a virus that is filled with information that directs cells to produce new Newcastle disease virus. That information is stored in a molecule called RNA. Cancer cells don't like to listen. Specifically, they hate listening to signals that tell them to slow their growth and division. One very common mistake they make is to ignore interferon alpha, or IFN signaling, which can be great for their survival until oncolytic viruses join the mix. Interferon alpha is essential for healthy cells to respond to viral infections. When healthy cells become infected with the virus, these healthy cells warn their neighbors by releasing interferons, cautioning these healthy cells to ramp up their defenses. So when oncolytic viruses are present, the working interferon alpha signal means that healthy cells are unaffected by infection. Cancer cells normally don't like interferon alpha because, in normal situations, it would instruct them to slow their division. So as soon as they can, they stop responding to interferon alpha. These cancer cells that don't respond to interferon are called interferon-resistant cells, and they are easy targets for oncolytic viruses. Viruses can easily infect these interferon-resistant cancer cells, jumping from cell to cell and killing the cancer simply because these interferon-resistant cells fail to raise the alarm. The end result is the shrinking of tumors and the death of cancer cells, called regression. Not all oncolytic viruses depend specifically on interferon alpha like PV701. For example, another oncolytic virus called CG0070 depends on the loss of a specific signal called retinoblastoma tumor suppressor protein. But the idea to understand about these cancer cells is that they give up their defenses against viruses in order to grow and divide more quickly, and this makes those cancer cells vulnerable to oncolytic viruses, while healthy cells, which still have their defenses, are protected from the virus. So now we understand how oncolytic viruses work, but can they cause disease like in the movie I Am Legend? I hate to disappoint you, but infected zombies with oncolytic viruses are mostly movie magic. The point of using oncolytic viruses is that they are absolutely terrible at infecting healthy cells, but they are very good at destroying tumor cells. This means that an oncolytic virus would be highly unlikely to spread between people, since there are engineered containment measures installed within the RNA code of many oncolytic viruses, since the oncolytic virus can't attack non-cancerous cells, and since this oncolytic virus would only encounter non-cancerous cells if it happened to be spread. So why aren't oncolytic viruses here today? Well, oncolytic viruses are an amazing technology, and like every other medical technology, they have to be tested, retested, and tested again until we know they are safe and effective. The concept of oncolytic viruses is relatively new, since the first clinical testing of an oncolytic virus was in 1998 with G207. For example, some testing with the virus TCID50 revealed that people's immune systems might actually attack and clear oncolytic viruses before they have a chance to destroy tumors. When the virus TCID50 was delivered to patients in that testing, it was safe, but it was not as effective as they would hope. Some of these viruses are actually approved around the world. One oncolytic virus named Oncorine is actually approved for use against head and neck cancer in China, and another called T-VEC is approved for use against melanomas, a form of skin cancer in the United States. But it might take some time and more testing until these oncolytic viruses become very common treatments for cancers. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned something about oncolytic viruses today.